Hey everyone, welcome back for another episode of Coffee and Cannoli. Back into the video game streak, I guess is a good way to put it. We're back, we're putting wrestling aside for a little bit and back into the gaming section. And today we are going to be doing our top 5 Xbox 360 games. With me today, we have the Putty Man over on my side over here. Putty, hello.
Hey, yeah, I'm here.
You're here?
Go.
Present?
Yeah, I'm here.
And
I'm
right
present.
below me, we have Campo Reviews as well, making their return to the show.
Always on the bottom.
Oh, not always. Sometimes I put you on the bottom.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So with that out of the way, anything you guys want to plug before we get onto it?
Yeah, you can follow me on Joni
Donuts Chachi.
Joni Donuts 777 anywhere on the internet.
Wow. You could follow me at RLG Cast. Maybe not, because there's a guy that runs it there. Anyway, yeah.
Johnny Donuts 777.
Yeah. Johnny Donuts 777.
Catch me on Putty.
Yeah, right.
But
the name is changed. It's too confusing for people to even try that.
But what is your channel now though? It's just Putty, right?
It's just Putty. Yep. It's just Putty. Yep. Yep. So
Okay.
it'll stay that way and everything. Gamer Pie has moved over to another channel they used to own. So
Okay. Yeah. So you can still find them. There you go. So
yeah.
With the intros out of the way and the plugs out of the way, Campo, I'm going to have you start off with your number 5.
Okay, so just for clarification and moving my screen around purposes, am I at the bottom?
You're at the bottom.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so my number 5 is... Okay. I'm on the wrong list. I was just trying to get time by. My number 5 is LA Noire.
Good choice. Good choice. Putty.
All right. My number 5 is Batman Arkham Asylum.
My number 5 is a Rockstar game as well. It's kind of caps, if you really think about it. It's GTA 4 with all the expansions. So the Lost and the Damned and the Ballad of Gay Tony. So in a way, it is kind of capped.
Tony, the superior of the 3 games.
Yes, it is. But they all connect. So, all right, Campo, you're number 4.
Oh yeah. Yep. Okay, sorry.
Caps isn't here with us today.
I should drag these screens around so that I don't get it confused. Okay, my number 4 is, I'm on the wrong list again. Technical difficulties here on my end. Brain off. Number 4 is Batman Arkham City.
Yeah, my number 4 is a cap, and this is going to happen a lot. Sorry, is Call of Duty Black Ops and Halo 3.
My number 4 is actually caps as well, and that's Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion and the Godfather game.
Oh, can I?
Go ahead.
It's your turn. Yeah.
What?
Well, okay. I'll just put it on the PS3 list. Anyways, my number 3 is caps. It's GTA 4 and 5 and whatever you want to friggin' continue with those.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. The games I played on the other console, not on this console. That's why.
Yeah, I missed one on my list, and he just said it, and I was like, so whatever. I'll just put it on PS3.
There's going to be another list coming.
Yep. All right. My number 3 is actually kind of caps. It's Red Dead Redemption, every DLC with it too. So it's also Undead Nightmare and all that kind of stuff. So Red Dead Redemption, number 1, everything.
Oh, cool. My number 3 onwards are not capped for me. So number 3 is The Witcher 2.
Bad choice. Anyways, my whole list is caps, but it's mostly because you need one with the other. So I have BioShock 1 and 2 as my number 2.
Yeah.
My number 2 is kind of the same situation, just because it introduced me to this game. It is the Orange Box and Portal 2. So basically, I guess all of Half-Life as well.
I mean, it's
Orange Box is good.
39 games if you're going Half-Life.
The Orange Box was amazing, man.
The Orange Box is the best.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Mass Effect. Okay, and I think that's my only exclusive on the list. No, The Witcher 2 is an exclusive.
Oh, I forgot Mass Effect.
Mass Effect also was on PlayStation.
2 and 3. Not the first one.
Not 1. Yeah, he's right. He's right. Yeah.
All right, I didn't know that. Okay, well, my number 1 is the greatest game ever made in the history of video games, Red Dead Redemption.
Okay. My number 1 is a triple cap. It's a series. Sorry. Gears of War 1, 2, and 3.
Surprisingly, that did not make my list because my number 1 is the Orange Box.
That's funny. At least we have like at least I will say when it comes to like my 2 and 3, they were your number one. So I'm down with that. I'm 100% happy with that.
Yeah, and I think the list is different too, like for everyone.
Yep.
I'll be honest with you, Campo, Red Dead Redemption 2 came so close, and I would have had every Rockstar game as my number 5 that came out in the 360.
But
he means Red Dead Redemption because it's the second game in the series.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, but even like there were so many really good Rockstar games on this, I guess, generation of console.
Well, I'll stop you, JD. I'm glad you actually said it that way. When you said Red Dead Redemption 2, I always say Red Dead 2, and then Red Dead Redemption is Red Dead 3 because Nicky gets to me all the time. He's like, dude, it's not really part of the series. I'm like, dude, Red Dead Revolver was amazing. I hate that people downfall how much greatness Red Dead
Revolver is, but it doesn't have anything to do with the John Marston
and it's also not even in the same class as those games. It's
good. Not even I don't even think it's a Rockstar game.
It's a first-person shooter.
But I mean, it's like an arcade shooter that's so much fun. Like me and my friends would play the multiplayer, like the local multiplayer of that, and love it. I have it on my PS3, on PS4, and my PS5 right now. Yeah. I love Red Dead Revolver. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's better than Red Dead Redemption, but like when people sit there and go, "Oh, Red Dead Redemption 2," and totally ignore Red Dead Revolver like it doesn't even exist in the world.
It's not. It's a good game, but I don't think it's the name that's Red Dead there. But I don't think it has anything to be honest.
It doesn't. No, but it's just continuing in the universe, kind of.
But they do actually. If you played Red Dead Redemption, you know they do actually go back and actually go talk about the old game. It's just not part of the main story, you know what I mean? And so, and actually, I actually like the Deadfire and that one, the whole like drawing in slow motion that you do. When they took out Red Dead Redemption, I was like, oh, they missed out on something I felt was so fun. You know what I mean? Because you had that
what's it called? The showdown, the duel.
Yeah, exactly. The duels were so amazing, and they took it out. It was something I loved for each level. But anyway, we're digressing when it comes to
but I mean that's the whole thing. We're opening it up for discussion. Unless you want to repeat your top 5s, Putty, Campo.
Okay, I'm down. Campo, you go first because you're
okay. LA Noire, Batman: Arkham City, GTA 4, 5, all the expansions, BioShock 1 and 2, and Red Dead Redemption and the Dead expansion, whatever you want to call it.
Undead Nightmare, yeah.
All right, my number 5 is Batman: Arkham Asylum. Number 4 is Capped Call of Duty Black Ops and Halo 3. Number 3 is Red Dead Redemption and all the packs. Number 2, Orange Box tied with Portal 2, and then number 1 is 1, 2, and 3, all 3 Gears of War.
My number 5 was GTA with all the expansions, GTA 4 that is. Number 4 was Elder Scrolls 4 and The Godfather. Number 3 was The Witcher 2. Number 2 was Mass Effect, and number 1 was the Orange Box.
Also, just like since we're on this, I got a bunch of things. But number 1, you'll notice how I have GTA 5 added onto this list because after this generation of consoles, I never played GTA 5 again. You might think that's surprising, but I absolutely hate that game. And I just feel like if I'm going to mention GTA, I should add it to my list. And that's where she goes.
I played GTA 4 on 360. I played GTA 5 on PS3. So it was a weird thing where when I went over to PlayStation because of Uncharted and all those games, I figured let me just go and play that here because what I started doing, and I started noticing myself doing this, if it was anything I didn't really care about the multiplayer, which at the time I didn't think GTA 5's multiplayer was going to be that good. Honestly, I thought it was just going to be janky.
Even though 20 years later, it's still going.
I know.
GTA, well, the reason... Okay, but on Xbox 360, it was super janky, the online.
It was.
And you could really only join games where it was like mini games. Like the open world shit didn't work at all. It was all
it was just mostly races and stuff like that. All the heists and stuff like
5-on-5 shooter games and stuff like that.
All the heists and stuff like that came later in the next generation of console and on PC.
You'll notice in my list, like for example, I played World at War, the Call of Duty World at War on PS5. PS3. But here's the thing. I played all my multiplayers on 360. I love the PS3, but the 360 hands down knew what they were doing with multiplayer.
It was far better. It was the best system of the generation.
Yeah. And once I got my hands on Gears of War, the first time I got my hands on Gears of War, 360 got my attention more than anything else. And the reason is because I when it came to Call of Duty, it was more of a modern war. But when I first got my first chainsaw gun into one, I can't think of their names now.
Locust.
The Locust, thank you. Until a Locust body, I was like, okay, I'm in love. And literally to the point of where I got every collector edition. I got the Gears of War 2 collector edition. It was the small box one, the red one that came with the gold Hammerburst, I think it was.
Mhm.
And then the second one, I actually got the statue. The Marcus Phoenix statue that came with the gold version of the other gun. And then it actually moved over the gold thing. I had everything. I was like, when I ended up with Gears of War 3, but then Judgment came out, and I was like, it's literally, you can tell, just like in Halo 4, when Epic and Bungie both loved their things, 343 and Xbox themselves had trouble making the game as good as it was before.
Yeah.
And I heard they got better, but the thing is, just like in the Halo 1, 2, 3, and even maybe Reach are like by far in my eyes still to this day the best Halos. And the same thing with Gears of War 1, 2, and 3 by far are the best ones. Judgment, and from that point on, it seemed like it went downhill to me. You know what I mean? So that's reason number one.
Neither on my list are Gears of War or Halo. I've never been a Halo fan. I like the online on Halo 2.
Halo 2 had the best,
at home on Halo 2, and Gears of War was a game that I could not for the life of me understand why anybody liked it. I put it on, I beat it in 2 days. I was like, I don't understand why anyone likes this
multiplayer. Game. Horde mode, multiplayer and horde mode of that. I was wall bouncing like crazy,
but I don't like that third person shit.
Oh no,
okay,
I love it.
For me, what my beef with Gears of War, and a lot of games were guilty of it during that console generation, is the colors were washed out. Everything is gray and brown.
I kind of like that. I like that dark feel. It was that visceral feel. It felt like
even movies in that era, they were desaturated, and I hate that look. I don't
like Transformers.
Who does?
I do like the first one.
I like the first one. That's it. Yeah, I don't like any of the other ones.
But I mean, and that's why in terms of like third person shooter goes, I went with Mass Effect as opposed to Gears or Halo, was because there was color, there was vibrancy, there was more to do.
But Mass Effect,
my thing is kind of similar to that, but I'm not going to let Putty talk. With Halo, where my issue was everything was so flat and smooth. And that's kind of my issue with games like Fortnite now. I don't care how fast the map loads or how good it is for that. Everything is so cartoonish and flat and smooth, and I can't stand it. It looks so stupid. I just don't like that. That's like a thing for me when it comes to games that I don't like. I want detail. I don't just want flat.
Yeah, you want terrain, you want mountains, you want and that's what I liked about The Witcher 2. That had everything. Elder Scrolls 4. That had all that too.
Witcher's just a game I can't get into. It's so boring.
Which one? Elder Scrolls?
With The Witcher.
The Witcher?
Elder Scrolls is pretty good. I liked Oblivion.
Yeah, actually, I'm still a Morrowind fan. Like Xbox they introduced me to Elder Scrolls and Morrowind.
Yeah, Xbox 360 is by far the best system of that generation.
If it didn't have that issue with the red ring,
PS2 is so great, and then PS4 made a comeback with it. I don't understand what happened in PlayStation 3. Because it didn't really improve on anything.
It pooped the bed when it came out.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they took away
technology. That's what they
had. But the PS3 took away features as the console generation went on. The PS3, the original fat PS3 model, you were able to play PS1 and PS2 games on it. It was backwards compatible. It just had no storage to it. It was very, very small. And then they released the next, I guess, iteration of the PS3, and they took that backwards compatibility away.
Yeah, I never got that either.
Yeah, and see, the thing is like, again, I will give PS3 the benefit of like really good exclusives, but that's what it was with me. Because, like, for example, I'll tell you this: I didn't put it on my list over there. I actually just thought about right now, but there was a game I loved that was a multiplayer game only available on PS3, and that was called Batman's. It's called the
Gotham City Imposters.
Gotham City Imposters. Me and my friends played that so much, addictively. But like I said, we always had problems with the chat. Like we would chat with each other, and we were always like, God, I wish they had something like they did with 360 as far as the chat. You know what I mean? But Gotham City Imposters was so good. Like I wish they'd remake it. I want it so badly to come back. I know it's probably not that good if I played it now, but like I don't know, there was just something special about
Whereas
it.
I played more DC Universe Online on the PS3.
I tried to get into that, and it felt like it was more of like a Diablo type of thing.
It was
that game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this now, and I
Which
get
one?
it that if you like it, DC Universe Online. I tried playing it on my PC like at least on 5 different occasions where I re-downloaded it because people kept telling me it was good, and after 20 minutes, I was like, "This is the worst fucking game I've ever played." I don't understand why anybody liked it. I just
honestly
didn't get
either.
it. It wasn't like
Yeah.
I am a Diablo maniac. Like I'm playing Diablo 2 right now. I probably already have 100 hours in it, and I've only had it for 2 weeks. And
Yeah,
it's
the remake, yeah.
it's so like addictive gameplay. And when I played DC, I didn't understand what the point of the game was. Like it's not
DC
just
was a little repetitive. It's the same
Yeah.
mission. Destroy
That's
these
what it
5
was.
things. Go take this guy
And-
down. There were
yeah,
no
and if people aren't online, you can't do anything because you can't really play
Yeah.
alone. You need people
And
to
see-
play with you.
And,
and the
here's
thing is,
other
if you
thing.
wanted to do boss battles and stuff like that too, you'd have to buy. It was free to play, but you'd have to buy all the expansions to do the boss battles and stuff like that.
And see,
Well, that makes sense why I couldn't do any of them. I can't
Yeah, and
remember
see-
that.
And see, here's the other thing too. Marvel tried to do the same thing on PlayStation 4. They brought out a Marvel one. They did a early release where they had like a Deadpool pack, and so I grabbed the Deadpool pack. I actually bought it, and then they had early access. Played it, enjoyed it, and then I think I left for like a month. I can't remember why I left. I did do something else. Came back, the servers were down. Everything's gone. No money came back, and it was basically because no one was playing it, so we shut the servers down. I'm like, do I get my money back for the pack of Deadpool? I barely got to play it. And it was the same situation though, where it felt like I was constantly fighting the same enemies over and over again. There was such a repetitiveness to it, to where it took me so long to get to the boss battles. And then if I did, I had nobody there sometimes to even play with me, which it really felt like it was kind of like Ultimate Alliance. It felt like Ultimate Alliance. It was a really good game, but you needed other people to play with.
This is what I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
Marvel already had the groundwork laid for a great RPG MMO with Ultimate Alliance. Why didn't they just do that?
They did, John. That's what it was. That was the game. But
It was
Why did
supposed to be-
nobody play it?
Yeah, no one was playing, but it played just like. Why do you think I bought the Deadpool pack? I was like,
That's
oh
what I
my
mean.
God,
If Ultimate Alliance is a great game and people loved it, why did nobody want to play that? I don't understand.
Was the
now.
PS3 that PS3 was free to play, right? If you played online.
No, okay. So
Xbox, you have to play for gold to play online. No, I'm just saying in
PS3
general
was free online.
was free
Yeah, it
to
was
play
free
online.
online.
I
Yeah,
played
yeah.
so much Diablo 3 online on my PS3. A lot of Diablo 3 on my PS3 because
I
it
had
was
it
just
on PC.
Yeah, because I remember I actually had PlayStation.
yeah,
Plus
but my
for
brother and all
PS3,
my
never
friends
so much
had it on the
games.
PS3, right? So
Yeah.
I wish somebody would have Diablo 2 on the PS9 or whatever the hell's out now, so I could freaking play with somebody.
but what are you
nobody
playing
does.
Diablo 2 on the PS5?
Yeah,
See, I'm playing it on PC, so
my PC can't handle it. I tried; it will literally explode if I turn it on.
Oh, and
it's like the episode of The Simpsons where Homer just clicks the button and it
Yeah,
just
actually, you should hear it as soon as it starts. Like it just wants to blow up.
I do want to go back on one thing because John, you had put City on yours, and I put Asylum. I was gonna cap City and Asylum because I loved City, but I think the reason why I liked Asylum a little bit more is when City opened up, I liked it, but I felt like City lost its charm. What Asylum did, Asylum because like I was so addicted to Asylum, finding all the Riddler trophies, everything to it, that I for some reason City, I guess because it was such a bigger game, that I didn't feel myself getting as lost into it. So I that's why I felt like Asylum in my eyes was better, even though it does, as I think City's got better ratings. So like, let me ask you a question. Did you play Asylum and why did you feel City was better? Because it was bigger, or was there just another reason?
No, but this is going to be great for a comeback story for you because that's not at all the case. What happened is, well, I do think both of them are very good games. And I did play it on my own on 360. Me and my friend beat the entire game on PlayStation 3. So I never really experienced it on this. I only re-experienced it on this. And
okay, makes sense.
second, I do think Arkham City is almost as good of a game, if not better, for what they expanded on in the world. But
Yeah.
I think the third game is where it lost its touch. That's like
The
what you're
prequel
saying.
game,
I
Arkham
agree.
Origins.
Origins is to me where it lost it, and then the fourth one is where it started getting it started getting better. What was the fourth one?
Arkham
The fourth
Knight.
one's the one. Yeah, I haven't
Arkham
played
Knight.
that.
Arkham Knight was me and my brother. So my brother finally, I got him to play one of the Batman games because he refused to play it, and he played it, and he's like, "Holy crap, this game's amazing!" And I was like, "Yeah."
That
The third one is really bad.
Yeah, I know. I
It's
agree.
not
So that's
great. The story's
here's the thing.
really weak.
I download isn't the fourth one the night one? Isn't that the one where you actually get to drive the Batmobile?
Yeah.
Okay, I actually own it. but I haven't got to play it. That's the
It's
sad
good.
part.
It's worth playing.
I'm going to.
It's just, I think, to be in all fairness, I think that one has just too much.
Yes.
But
The
that's
Riddler
very
trophies, to get the true ending, you have to unlock every Riddler trophy, puzzle, everything to get the true ending of the game.
And fighting the tanks is so hard. They
Oh
all they
my
have to do
God.
is hit you once and you die. So it's literally like impossible to beat them.
But that's my whole point. That's the reason why we're making this list and everything. I was even thinking about, like you guys said, Origins. When I got back, because I bought all the Batmans, and I was like, when I got to City, I loved City. Asylum, just because the reason Asylum is also to my heart is because of one other reason. Asylum is what made comic book video games even better again. Like Spider-Man did a good job of that, but even still, then after the first really good Spider-Man that came on PlayStation 1 or 2, I can't remember which one it was. Then all of a sudden, everyone was trying to copy it, but they're doing such a bad job of it. So then when Arkham Asylum came out, it did something. It wasn't trying to be what Spider-Man was. It was like, we're going to do our own thing and do it right. And they did. So when City came out, it was definitely a really great game. I'm not downplaying City, but I feel like Asylum had more of a love. Like it felt like it had like a little more like it felt more love to it. Like City felt like, yeah.
I liked the detective stuff more in Asylum, actually.
That's
I think City and Asylum both did it fine, but I do think it was better in Asylum. But the thing with Asylum that made it better to play was that the map wasn't so big, so it was easier to focus on what you were doing, where Asylum becomes like Grand Theft Auto in a sense where there's so much to do. You keep trying to go places and then you never really get to like inspect. Like it's like when I play a game, I like the reason I spend so many hours playing a game is because I literally walk through everything. Like on Kena, a Bridge of Spirits, I've literally walked through every single tree that exists. I've touched everything that you're allowed to touch in every area that opens because I don't want to miss anything. But I get it. In Arkham City, you're adding like an extra 20 hours of me walking around to find everything.
And that's the thing, not just expanding the map too, the buildings you can enter too. At least in Asylum, it was like 4 major buildings and that's it.
Yep, because you were just stuck exactly the same.
It also had a spookier atmosphere in Asylum.
Oh man, yeah.
But the new Spider-Man game,
that first time Croc jumps out of the water.
Oh man, I love that part.
The new Spider-Man game is
Miles Morales or Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. The new Spider-Man game is the Arkham Asylum of modern video games.
I agree.
And the Arkham, and then the Miles Morales game is the Arkham City, and I'm just worried that now the third game is going to redo the same things over and over.
I honestly think Miles Morales is more of it's not a full game. It was an expansion.
No, it's not. Yeah. But it to me the story wasn't great, but the character was great, and the things you got to do in the world and learning his new powers was awesome. But now what's going to happen is you're going to go into this third game, and it's going to be just repetitive things from the other games, exactly the same type of boss fights.
See, I think it's going to be more like the way City was, where you can swap between Batman and Catwoman.
Yeah.
I agree, but now you know everything that they could do. So it's like, what do I do now? I don't know. Let's see. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay, but I mean, that's the thing too. Like, how are they going to explain? Because you've unlocked so many things in Spider-Man, and you've unlocked so many abilities in Miles Morales, and now that's all going to be reset in the new game. How are they going to explain the loss of powers? Or are you going to start fully maxed? Either. Because I spent a lot of time in the first Spider-Man game just like maxing out like web bombs and web shooters and like.
Well, that's even if it's going to be even a cross-platform. Like I'm playing on PS5 now, and the thing is when I went to go play Spider-Man, it didn't move my save file over. I actually had to.
But that's an issue with PS4 and PS5.
Well, yeah, but that's still like a thing, and no matter what, like for example, I don't know if you know, they're bringing Miles Morales out to PS4. I guess because they're not enough PS5s for them to sell the game, so they're making a Miles Morales for PS4. But see,
I played it already. It came out a year ago.
Yeah. Oh, did it really? Okay, no, sorry, I didn't realize it came out already.
It's a Christmas gift last year for me.
But like I said, I've got the Ultimate Launch Edition. So this came with the original Spider-Man game and all the special bells and whistles. So I was like, okay, I'll download Spider-Man. None of my saves from the first one.
That's not the game. That's a PS5 issue.
Yeah, I didn't get any of my stuff either.
Xbox, you can do that. Like your save files carry over from
Xbox log in wherever you go, and it's
I've noticed, but there's some games for PS4 that does do that. like the PS4, PS5. I don't know why they didn't do it with this one.
That's why I like.
I think
That's
it's
what-
Ubisoft that does it,
I don't
not
know.
specifically. Like for example, like
it might be the
on
company.
here's
because,
a
like,
cheap plug for myself. My Assassin's Creed Valhalla playthrough. I can play it on my PC, and then I can go downstairs to my basement, turn on my Xbox One, and continue a save file from my cloud save on Ubisoft.
Yeah, which you can do, which is the good thing about having Blizzard, because Blizzard, all I have to do is log into my account anywhere, and all my save files, my games are with it.
Yeah.
PlayStation.
So
I could go to Xbox. I could go to anything.
That's a Sony thing specifically with the save files.
Gotcha.
They're blocking you basically. They want you to rebuy the game and play it again.
Or they want you to use the cloud system and transfer it over, which is going to take.
I couldn't even do that. But it didn't work right. It have it saved in the cloud. I can go back to my PS4 and try it, but
yeah, you can try, but I doubt it.
So hold on, I gotta get the show back on track here.
Back on topic here, guys.
I'm gonna give you my honorable mention.
Absolutely.
All of mine are a lot of multiplayer games too, by the way.
So I don't, on all of these lists for these upcoming lists that we're doing, I don't have a lot of honorable mentions or talking about games. I felt like I'll just leave the table open for discussions like we just had.
Yeah.
So my honorable mention here is a tie of Forza 3 and 4.
Yes, absolutely. That's part of mine too.
That's my that's like my honorable mention. That's like almost made my list. Like I almost knocked LA Noire off and put that on. But then I have another one that's really close, but I'll let you guys, if you want to say an honorable mention.
I actually have a lot, so I'll let you guys go through or wait.
For me, I have to put Limbo on there.
Ooh.
Limbo. Okay, see, Limbo's PS3 I'll mention.
But the thing with Limbo was that really started the whole in Limbo, even games like Fez, Braid, that started the whole indie developer thing. They called it the indie arcade on Xbox.
Fez was great.
And that came out on 360. I didn't know it was a 360 game. Because I got my Limbo, I got Fez, I have Fez, I have Super
I think Boy, I have Fez on PS4.
They were timed exclusives.
Oh, were they? Okay, I got you.
Because of the popularity that they had on the indie arcade on the Xbox 360.
Oh, that's right, because that's Super Meat Boy on 360. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, they thought, bring it to a wider audience, bigger. So I have to really shout out the Xbox 360 for indie developer games was
the store on Xbox 360 was massive.
Yeah, because
I still own one of the rarest games that exists.
Is it the Doritos dinosaur one?
No, but that's very close. It's Scott Pilgrim Arcade, and that you can't get that game anywhere now.
I have Turtles Out of the Shadows on my 360 still.
I have Turtles Out of the Shadows on mine too. My system must be worth a lot of money on that hard drive.
Yeah, I got that. I don't know what it was. But you remember that one with the Dorito dinosaur or something?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes, I played that one too. I was
Dorito dinosaurs. Okay, so I'll give you another one then, since I'm just here.
Sure.
My next one that was really close to making the list was Borderlands 1 and 2.
Okay, it's actually on my honorable mention as well too, because it's on multiplayer, and that's the only place I played it was on Xbox 360. So
I only have two more. So if you guys,
I got a few. On mine, I want to throw Dead Space on there. It brought survival horror back.
Oh, I forgot about Dead.
That may or may not be on another list.
That's not on my list here, but
I played it on the Xbox mostly.
Well then can I just throw out there Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, because that's on my 360 mention. So
those were exclusives.
Yeah. So those are on there. That's the only system I played on it, so I wouldn't have even remembered to be on PS3. I might as well go ahead and knock it out of here just to get out of the way. Call of Duty, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3, and then and that's it. So there we go. I played all.
Well, I might as well just knock it out here, since I didn't even put them on my list. Battlefield 3 and 4, but I didn't even have them written there. But since you're just going to name shitty first-person shooters,
well, okay, here let's go back into simulation racing. Project Gotham 3.
That's on my next one. That's so great. Good.
I honestly miss the Project Gotham series.
Yeah, I do. It was a little more slippy and loose than Forza, so it was a little fun.
But I preferred Project Gotham over the Burnout series.
I don't like Burnout.
I love the Burnout series, and you just named one of my other honorable mentions. I'm going to take out Burnout now.
All right, so I'll name my last honorable mention since I'm here.
Sure.
Kane and Lynch.
Yes.
I did love that game.
I bring this up every time. I very vividly remember getting it as a Christmas gift, and I was like,
No,
I never had heard of this game, and I put it on, and it was so like disturbingly dark, and I was like,
Yeah.
it's literally about a psycho murderer, and the other guy is basically Michael from Grand Theft Auto.
I
Okay?
kinda
Yeah,
wanna
essentially.
Okay, John, I want
It's
to stop.
it's Michael and Trevor, basically. Yeah.
basically, yeah.
I kind of want to laugh and go over to the drawer right now, or find the box, correct? Because they're all packed up. But I have that on disc, but it's one of the old GameStop cases that has like those cartoon characters in the front where you resell it. I have Kane and Lynch right now. I still own my 360 version
I
of
have
it,
part 1 and
but
2
it has
in the
like the
drawer at
old,
home.
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it's funny you say that. I totally forgot I owned that, and I even totally forgot that was on 360.
That's a series that could use a comeback. It had a big
Yeah.
enough following that if you drop a really good game made by it, you'll sell a lot of copies.
What made it so
Yeah.
great too was playing with your buddies on that one. It was definitely a great buddy game in that aspect. So
The one I used to play a lot though with a buddy of mine was always it was a Army of Two.
Army of Two.
oh,
was
that's
good.
the one. Yeah,
I rented that like 4 different times.
Yeah, Army of Two was pretty good. I liked Army of Two, but that's the thing. It's all
I rented it from
you
Blockbuster.
rented at a Blockbuster.
Okay, can
Fancy
I
that.
can I knock out the ones that I was waiting for JD? to
I don't
actually
have
mention?
any more, so go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, so JD, you didn't mention either one of these, so I'm gonna mention these first. That's Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 1 and 2. I played them both on 360. Maybe it's your PS3 list, and that's why you didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
But those were on my honorable mentions. I loved
Or
it,
they
and
sucked.
then I actually liked them. I really did. I mean, they're not.
Two was,
Well, yeah, 2 was iffy, but I agree.
and the thing is, there's never going to be a 3, so 2 left with a cliffhanger that never
I
be
know,
resolved, and it's
I
not
know.
canon anymore.
But I did like the beginning of 2. That's what I'm saying. I think that's the reason why I still wanted to put on my honorable mentions, because I did like the beginning of 2 and everything. But 1 was knocked out of the park in my eyes. But still, it wasn't as good as there's still other better games than that. But I had to put on the list. And then I owned both of these on there. And that's what the heck? What did I just do? And that there we go. And that is Soul Calibur 4. I had the one on 360 and the one on PS3. And if you remember, PS3 version, you got Darth Vader. Xbox 360 version, you got Yoda. So have to mention those. And I only have one more game. So
and on the GameCube, you got Zelda. Or was that Soul Calibur?
No. You're thinking of Soul Calibur 2. Soul Calibur 2
right.
was the one you had Link, and then over on PlayStation 2, you got Hayachi. And then on Xbox, you got Spawn, which that was my favorite one. Was the Xbox?
Now, which one was the one with Kratos?
That would be the fourth or third one. I think it was the third one. Because remember, the third one was only exclusive to PlayStation, and it had the custom.
No, because the Xbox one had Ezio Auditore.
Then it might be 4. Wait, okay. No, wait. What did I just say? What number did I just say? Hold on.
4.
And part 5 had Quentin Tarantino. Who cares? What's the next last thing on your list?
I don't remember now. I've got to look. I remember playing that. I just can't remember which one it is now. I'm going to have to look it up anyway.
Oh.
And then there's only one more honorable mention I have. So go ahead, JD, if you got any more.
I want to throw out Halo Reach and ODST out there.
Okay, those were actually with my Halo 3. I thought I mentioned ODST earlier. I didn't. ODST, I'm going to say this. I know I'm talking too much because you're the one that brought up, but I've got to say this. ODST did one thing that I loved. It made you feel much of a weaker character. So characters that, like grunts, felt much stronger than they would in the other Halo universe. And I love that about ODST. Like ODST, it made so
I gotta throw out some RTS games out there in terms of like Halo Wars and XCOM.
Yep.
Played a lot of XCOM on the Xbox.
XCOM was good.
Only one I'm surprised you didn't mention, JD, and it's on my honorable mentions. Fable 2.
That was coming up. I wanted to. Fable 2 is going to be there. Don't worry.
Okay.
I was going to mention Fable 2 and even 3 because they kind of go hand in hand.
I never got to play 3. I only got to play 2, and I don't know why I didn't get to play 3, and I don't remember what the reason was. But Fable 2, I loved it. But then
because Peter Molyneux went crazy, and he had that weird game where you had to uncover a piece of a box.
That might have been. Oh, yeah. Okay. Never mind. Okay. Yeah. You got me on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Campbell's looking like, what the hell are you talking? Look up Peter Molyneux Cube or something like that. It's completely weird. Like everybody who owns this game has to reveal a piece of a box. And there's one person at the end that gets the final reveal. and they were going to be part of a
That's
game
the
that never was.
thing I ever heard, and also
Yes.
I'm just realizing that I can lift this one eyebrow up very high, and I've never known that I could do that. So,
but see, again, I still want to give the honor to A Fable 2 because all those little things you could do
What
as
can I
far
do
as
the
like
other one?
having your wife and having children and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Like it was so cool to bring that idea to the forefront of like RPGs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you on that one. It's just so stupid.
Okay. I got one more, and I'm gonna stick with the RPG element, and that's Dragon Age.
that
never
may
got
or
to
may
play
not
it.
be on another list.
I'm so mad because I'm almost when Dragon Age Inquisition came out. We're like, you never played the Dragon Age. I'm like, I'm sorry. I wish I have.
If you're a member of Amazon Prime right now for the month of November, if you're a member of Amazon Prime, you get Dragon Age Inquisition for free on the EA Origins.
Nice.
So if anybody
Who the
wants
hell
to
has
play,
EA Origins?
I don't
it's
have
the EA
Amazon Prime.
game launcher
I don't know what that means.
As in like the Epic launcher, the Steam launcher, the things where you
On
actually
PC.
play the video games. Yeah, PC. It's all PC. PC
All
Master
PC.
Race. I don't want to say Master Race. What am I telling? I love my PS5.
RGB forever, I guess. Any more honorable mentions, guys?
No,
That's it.
everything else I played in that generation goes on another list that we haven't gotten to yet.
All right, then. On that note, guys, thanks again for joining us. All their information will be in the description box below. Catch Campo at Campo Reviews on Instagram and RLG Cast on the YouTubes. Catch this guy at Putty on the YouTubes as well. And we'll see y'all next time.
Peace.